Hi, my name's Bob Whipple, and I'm also called the Trust Ambassador. I'm here today with Ron Ricotta, who is the CEO of Century Mold. And we have an interesting story to tell you about some remarkable things that they're doing at Century. First, I'd like to give you a little bit of context about the organization that I'm coming from. We have an organization that up to last year was called the Rochester Area Business Ethics Foundation. And we put out an award ceremony every year to local companies that are doing great things in terms of ethics. We've recently changed our identity and our name to Elevate Rochester in order to highlight what we really do, which is we celebrate ethical cultures. And so going forward, that's going to be the new logo. We're not going to do an awards ceremony this year because of the COVID-19 situation. Instead, we're doing a number of things to try to help organizations while they're trying to cope with things. And one of the things is to highlight organizations that are doing great things. And I read a little article in the Rochester Business Journal a while ago that Century Mold had done a really creative thing and created a program that they call the HALO program. So I'm going to let Ron describe what that's all about and how that came to be.
So let me just tell you a little bit about Century Mold. We're an automotive parts supplier company. So we have plants all around North America, have 900 employees between USA and Mexico. We're virtually only on vehicles. That's what we do. We're sole source for these parts. So when GM and Ford and Mercedes or Nissan closes down, we don't have a sale because we're the sole source. So right now we don't have any automotive sales, but about 4 weeks ago, I guess it is now, we got a call on a Friday afternoon from Rochester Regional Health saying they had a dire need for some face shields to protect their workers. Rochester Regional has somewhere near 19,000 employees, but we got contacted by the head of surgery and the head of anesthesia for face shields in particular in those areas of the hospital. And it was Friday at about 2 in the afternoon, and we met with those folks, and by Saturday we had a prototype, and once they agreed to the prototype would work, then we were able to build tools to build the masks, the shields. The difference we did with Rochester Regional versus the traditional face shield you see on TV is the typical face shield comes straight down and it ends right at the bottom of the chin and goes outside the eyes. You know, it's an adequate face shield. But they were concerned about the surgeons in particular and the people in anesthesia that their throats were protected and they had more surface covering their face. So we ended up developing a shield that went underneath the chin, around to the ears. It was in the surgery rooms within a couple days of that Friday.
Wow.
We built tools in 4 days that typically take about 8 to 12 weeks. We had people working around the clock, and so we were very, very proud of that. The ultimate result was Rochester Regional we ended up supplying them with 25,000 face shields to cover all their employees, plus they had some extras. Then shortly after that, we got contacted by the St. Lawrence Canton Hospital System, and we supplied enough shields for all of their people. And then we went on and supplied 10,000 to Wegmans supermarkets for their key people. And there was other instances that we did the same. So we're very proud of what we were able to do. And it did keep some of our workers busy, but we were just happy to be able to supply what was needed at the time.
Yeah, and how did you happen to call it the HALO program?
Well, I didn't come up with that name, but my executive vice president did, because he was saying, you know, these people working in the hospitals are like angels, you know, and there is a halo that you attach the clear plastic to. He said, I consider those people angels, so why don't we call it the halos in honor of them? So I thought it was a very good name for it.
Yeah, perfect name. Yeah. Well, thanks, Ron, for sharing that story with me. We're contacting a number of organizations, but yours was one that rose to the top fairly easily, and I really appreciate the fact that we have organizations that can flex and be heroic in a time when we need to be. So, thanks from the community to Century Mold.
Okay, very good. Thank you.